Well, hello there and welcome back to the Thai Expat Daily Show. As always, I'm your host, Kira Mack, and delighted you are able to tune in with us yet again today. Now, before we start, as always, like, subscribe, share. Podcast player links all down below in the description. And if you fancy, helping out the show on occasion, making a donation, there's a link to buy me a coffee where you can buy an old cappuccino for somebody here on the show. But with all that said and done, today we are going to do a different type of show. And I think the correct timing is to do it is now. As we're coming up to Songkran, we will have a lot of people on the road. We're going to have a lot of foreigners renting motorbikes and things like that. So today's show is going to be talking all about why tourists shouldn't drive motorbikes here in Thailand. Now, it's not a Thai bashing show. This is not what this one's going to be particularly about. This is all going to be about talking about why tourists should not do it here in the country. Because it is just not safe. And basically that's the whole premise of this show. I don't want to see people being injured. I don't want to see people being hurt and their holidays spoiled. I already met a couple today who had a motorbike accident last night, and now 5-6 days of their holiday are ruined basically because they got on the back of a bike with a drunk person. And that person lost control of the bike, fell off and hurt. So these are the things that happen when you're here in the country, and common sense needs to be kind of used. But first, let's jump into some statistics firstly about Thailand road accidents here in the country. And let's just talk about yesterday, the 7th of April, 2023. There were 2,170 injuries today. Or yesterday, whatever it is. 32 people died on the roads yesterday. So in total, between injuries and deaths, we had 2,202 people who were in an accident, with 32 passing away because of said accident. Now, the annual data for 2023, just this year alone, okay, we have had 224,152 people injured, with already, and we're only in April, 4,358 people killed on the roads here in Thailand. It's a ridiculous amount, and we're already here in April. We've got May, June, July. We got, 3/4 of the year to go yet. Now, let's just look at the figures from last year. 2022's figures. The total number of accidents, injuries and accidents on the road last year were just shy of 1 million. 939,713. With 14,737 deaths. That's right, 14,737 people died on the roads last year here in Thailand. It's a staggering amount of people. A staggering amount of people. And if you compare that, let's say, just say to the UK for the sake of it, similar kind of population. In the UK, on average, about 5 people a day die on the roads in the UK. In Thailand, at the moment, it's up to around 40 to 45 people per day are dying on the roads. And there are many, many, many reasons behind it. And we will go into that in a completely different show, why and whatnot. But today is to talk to tourists coming here to Thailand, to talk to them, to inform them to use that little bit of thing called a common sense that's somewhere in between your left and right ear. If you have never driven a motorbike before, Thailand is not the place to start learning. Okay? Not the place. Nearly 15,000 people died on the road last year. This year alone, I think last week, I saw 4 foreigners were killed in one day on the road here. It's just too many people. And there are so many reasons behind it, and so many reasons why tourists should not drive motorbikes in the kingdom. Now, as I said, there are several reasons why tourists should think twice before driving motorbikes in Thailand. And the first one is traffic in Thailand can be chaotic and overwhelming for many tourists, especially those who are not used to driving in a highly congested and densely populated area in larger cities such as Bangkok. And actually in Phuket too, traffic jams are common and rush hour can cause significant delays. Moreover, the roads can be narrow and the lanes are often not clearly marked, which can make it challenging for drivers to navigate safely. In addition to these issues, many drivers in Thailand may not follow traditional traffic laws, such as using turn signals, stopping at red lights, or yielding to pedestrians. And we know in Thailand none of that happens. As a result, drivers must be extra cautious and vigilant on the road. Furthermore, motorbikes and scooters are a popular mode of transportation here in Thailand, and many people drive them without helmets or other safety equipment and licenses. This can make it even more dangerous for drivers and pedestrians alike, especially when accidents occur. Now, moving along to another reason, there just is a lack of experience on the tourist's behalf. Many tourists who visit Thailand may have and do have limited experience of driving motorbikes or scooters, which can make it challenging to navigate the busy and often chaotic roads. In Thailand, there are different traffic laws, customs and driving practices than in many other countries. For example, traffic is often on the left side of the road, which can be confusing for drivers from countries that drive on the right side of the road. Additionally, there are different road signs and signals that may be unfamiliar to visitors. Moreover, driving a motorbike in Thailand requires a certain level of skill and confidence. Drivers must be able to balance the vehicle, shift gears smoothly, and navigate around other vehicles and obstacles in a fast-paced and often unpredictable environment. A lack of experience with these skills can lead to accidents, especially in high-traffic areas or on poorly maintained roads. Overall, tourists who do not have experience driving motorbikes or scooters should avoid renting or driving them in Thailand. It is safer to use other forms of transportation, such as taxis or public transportation if you're in a big city, to avoid putting themselves and others at risk on the road. If tourists do choose to ride a motorbike, it's important to practice caution, stay alert, and take measures to ensure their safety, such as wearing a helmet and obeying traffic laws. Now, another reason why tourists should be cautious about driving here in Thailand is that the country has different rules and regulations compared to many other countries. These rules and regulations may be confusing for visitors who are not familiar with them, and failure to comply with them can result in fines or legal trouble. For example, in Thailand, it's illegal to drive without a valid driver's license. However, some tourists may attempt to rent motorbikes without a license, which can result in hefty fines or even imprisonment if they are caught. Additionally, there are strict rules regarding the use of helmets and other safety equipment while driving, and failure to follow these rules can also result in fines. Now, these strict rules are normally enforced on tourists because they're easy prey as well for fines, so just remember that. Moreover, the traffic laws in Thailand may differ significantly from those in other countries. For example, it's common for Thai drivers to make sudden lane changes or to cut in front of other vehicles without signalling. As a result, visitors may need to adjust their driving habits to avoid accidents or misunderstandings on the road. Furthermore, the penalties for violating traffic laws in Thailand can be severe. For example, reckless driving can result in fines, jail time, or both. As a result, tourists should take care to follow all traffic regulations while driving a motorbike here in Thailand. In summary, tourists should be aware of the different rules and regulations when driving motorbikes in Thailand. They should obtain a valid driver's license, wear a helmet, and follow all traffic laws to avoid legal trouble and ensure their safety while on the road. And I just want to add in this little piece that I'd put together. If you come here to Thailand with a international driving license for a car, it does not entitle you to drive a motorbike. Even if the renter of the motorbike accepts it, just to let you know, it does not allow you to drive a motorbike here. To drive a motorbike here, you must have an international driving license, which is what they normally accept for a motorbike, not for a car. And if you do have an accident, you will be in quite a lot of trouble at the end of the day. So please beware of these things. Now, another reason why tourists should be cautious about driving these motorbikes in Thailand is just poor road conditions here. Some roads in Thailand can be poorly maintained, with potholes, loose gravel or uneven surfaces, which can be dangerous for inexperienced riders. Furthermore, during the rainy season, some roads can become flooded or slippery or completely wash away, which can make driving more difficult and increase the risk of accidents. In addition, some areas of Thailand may have limited lighting at night, making it more difficult to see the road and other vehicles or obstacles. And just to throw into that, many vehicles here in Thailand, when you're driving at nighttime, particularly motorbikes, don't have backlights. So you can't even see them if you're driving behind them. Moreover, some rural areas of Thailand may have fewer safety features such as guardrails or barriers, which can increase the risk of accidents. Visitors may also encounter unexpected obstacles on the road such as livestock or pedestrians, which can pose a hazard for drivers. In addition to these issues, some drivers in Thailand may not follow traditional traffic laws, as we said, such as driving on the wrong side of the road or ignoring traffic signals, which can make driving even more dangerous. Now, this thing about driving on the wrong side, we call this ghost riding, and this happens all the time. Not just motorbikes, by the way, cars driving on the wrong side of the road. I've seen it many, many times, and it's something you have to be very, very, very on the lookout for. Now, another reason that tourists really should stay away from, driving motorbikes in Thailand is insurance issues. In Thailand, many motorbike rental companies require drivers to provide proof of insurance before renting a motorbike. However, some tourists may not have insurance that covers driving motorbikes in Thailand, or their insurance may not meet the requirements of rental companies. Furthermore, even if a tourist has insurance that covers motorbike driving in Thailand, the coverage may be limited and they may still be responsible for any damages or injuries they cause while driving. Additionally, some insurance policies may not cover accidents that occur while driving under the influence of alcohol or drugs or while violating traffic laws. Moreover, some rental companies in Thailand may not provide insurance coverage at all, leaving tourists responsible for all damages and injuries in the event of an accident. This can be particularly concerning for tourists who are not familiar with the driving conditions in Thailand, as the risk of accidents and injuries may be higher than in their home country. Overall, tourists who choose to rent motorbikes in Thailand should carefully review their insurance coverage and ensure that they meet the requirements of rental companies. They should also consider purchasing additional insurance coverage to protect themselves in the event of an accident. By being aware of insurance issues and taking steps to protect yourself, tourists can help reduce the risk of financial hardship and ensure that they are prepared for any unforeseen circumstances while driving here in Thailand. And I think one of the things that I've seen many times is people who drive here on motorbikes, who have insurance, but they don't have the correct license because they thought they could just drive in a car license, have accidents, and then suddenly the insurance company goes, no, you shouldn't have been driving a motorbike. Can we see your license? You don't have a motorbike license. What were you doing on a motorbike license? And they refuse to cover your insurance claim. That has happened to many people. So please be aware of all these things. If you're coming here to Thailand, you want to get on a motorbike, it's dangerous. So in conclusion, driving a motorbike in Thailand can be a risky proposition for tourists. The chaotic traffic conditions, lack of experience, different rules and regulations, poor road conditions, and insurance issues all combine to create a potential hazardous situation. While it may be tempting to rent a motorbike and explore the beautiful country of Thailand on two wheels, the risk involved should not be underestimated. Tourists should carefully consider the potential dangers and take all necessary precautions to ensure their safety while driving in Thailand. Whether it means opting for a different mode of transportation or being extra cautious and vigilant while on the road, the most important thing is to prioritize your safety and minimize the risk of accidents and injuries. And I cannot stress enough, especially coming up to Songkran now, where people will be drunk driving all day long. People will be splashing water on roads while you're driving by on your motorbike, and you're just not aware of. People be running out in the road while you're on your motorbike, and you'll be swerving out of the way. You could swerve into a car coming the same direction. There is so many pitfalls, especially around Songkran. So please, take my advice, forget the motorbike, walk. It's the easiest way and the best way to make sure you don't end up being killed while you're here in the country or seriously maimed. But anyway, that's the show for today. It's just a bit of advice today because I feel that this topic is brushed over by the government of the country, by our embassies, our consulates. I think they just don't warn people of the pitfalls and the dangers when you come to this country in relation to renting motorbikes. And I think it's absolute disgrace, to be perfectly frank and honest with you. People need to know that you are taking your life into your hands when you rent a motorbike in this country. And I don't want to see any more death of tourists on the roads here in this country, or of Thai citizens either. But at the end of the day, people will do what they want to do, but there will be always consequences. And then, of course, when these things happen, they'll be looking for people to bail them out. And I find that to be unfair. Use your common sense when you come to Thailand. Use your common sense when you're on the road. And I think you'll be just fine. But that's it for today, guys. Thanks for tuning in as always. And we'll be back with the normal news show on Sunday morning. Thanks again for tuning in. Take care and have a great day. But ultimately, with this story or anything else that stood out to you today, I'd love to know your thoughts in the comments down below. Because yes, this is a news show, but it's also a conversation. Now keep that conversation going. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, share the video, and do all the good stuff that does help that YouTube algorithm. But ultimately, my name is Kieran Mack. You've been listening to the Thai Expat Daily Show, and we will see you next time.